Listen, I love me an aquarium. I love a zoo. But when it's done in a way where it's like we're rehabbing these animals, you know what I mean? Not like in tiny, tiny cages. I would love like an adult petting zoo where you can go and like hug a fish or, hug a llama or, kiss a pig. That kind of situation. Love animals. Think they're great. And a lot of the time, I love seeing people get like hit by animals. You know, when people are like teasing a bull or like teasing a sheep, and their sheep is like, no, fuck you. And it like hits them. That happened to me once. I was chased by a sheep when I was a child. I still love sheep to this day. So this lady, Brittany, and her son have managed to be at the center of some drama on TikTok with a San Antonio aquarium, and it's ended up being a 20-part series with around 8 million views. This is the original video that went viral.
I'm pretty sure when I tell y'all what this is on my son's arm, you're not going to believe me, but I have the receipts. And I'm definitely going to need some animal experts to weigh in. Okay, here's a little bit of a backstory. My son has always been obsessed with animals, but especially sea life. We started going to this aquarium in 2021,
Cute.
and most weeks we're there several times a week. His obsession with marine biology started young because I was always helping him see or touch the octopus. I don't have a lot of pictures or video, but 3 years ago...
Sorry, I just realized that the title of this video is Story Time of My Son Getting Attacked by an Octopus. Can octopuses attack you? Octopi?
We heard our aquarium was getting an octopus. We were there. Like, we have been there since day one for this octopus. A friend of mine took this in November, and you can see like the octopus is down there. It's allowed. They're allowed to touch them, and it's welcomed. And he would sit there and touch and talk to the octopus until we cut him off. Like, so.
Okay, I do hope that. Yeah, no, this is strange because the sides of the thing look quite high. So when it comes to touch, I would assume that maybe not in that area. Maybe that's an area where the octopus goes to not be touched, because the fact she's having to hold on to the child, it doesn't seem very safe to do it at that point. I don't agree with touching it. Like, yes, I would love to do it, but within a controlled time and maybe just one set of people a day. You know what I mean? Like, you want to come and see. Like, I went to Gatorland in Florida, right? And I got this whole ticket thing because you could go and feed the capybaras. So I was like, I'm gonna do that. And part of the ticket was you can have a picture where you're sitting on an alligator. Really don't want to do that. Well, at first I thought it was fake, and then it was after this show where they like wrestle an alligator, whatever. I know Gatorland is like a rehab place for alligators, or it's like a place where they, make sure they don't go extinct. But it was literally a line of people sitting on this alligator, holding its mouth, and then getting up. The next person comes sitting, and it was really wrong. I really did not like it at all. And the alligator was like, I swear it was like drugged, because it was just sitting there not doing anything. That's not me claiming. That's not a claim. Don't sue me.
Several times a month, even after he started kindergarten, we were there with that octopus. Now I come to today's story, in case you haven't figured out what the first clip was from. The summer has been busy with traveling and other activities, so we really haven't...
I'm sorry, I'm just going to interrupt before we get to it. The microphones with a clip are made to clip to your clothes. It will pick up the sound perfectly without it peaking like it is now, without the sound being uneven. Clip it to your clothes so your sound is even. People just think that these are mini microphones. It is made to clip to your clothes and pick up the sound from your voice. Because there's no point in holding it, doing this and this and this. You might as well just use your phone.
Been there very much. So as soon as we saw the octopus and other people were touching it like this, and we were like, what? This thing is huge. It had grown exponentially. This is a picture I took. We even flagged down an employee to ask if it was the same octopus, and it was. I was over here to this side of him, but one of my friends was over here, and she's taking the pictures that we are about to see. And every single time we've ever touched this octopus, it suctions onto him, and then it releases, and it's like this fun, cool experience, and that's what it was doing to everyone in the line before us. We had no reason to believe that this would happen. My son is very level-headed when it comes to animals, so when he had his arm in there and he started saying, "Mom, it's not letting me go," and way too calmly, I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like helping him get down from like the step and trying to pull him away from the octopus, and that octopus is not letting go. The octopus starts coming out of the tank, and the reason we don't have pictures and videos of this is because my friend was also freaking out. So I am trying to get him like to come down, but we start freaking out because that octopus is now bigger than my 6-year-old. So if we have this octopus like outside of the water, is it going to like engulf him and like swallow him whole? I don't know. And I'm also not touching that octopus. I'm not that desperate yet. And the octopus is now like hanging halfway outside of the tank. And I don't want to hurt the octopus. Like, I do love animals as much as my son does. And he didn't want to hurt the octopus. So I tell him, like, can you grab with your other arm, like this octopus off of you? And he goes, no, I can't. Like, he's trying. And he's like, I cannot get it off.
Well, here's a child, and octopi have a strong suction. So yeah, maybe he can't, but maybe someone who works here can.
And I see a couple suction marks like come off of his skin, and they are purple, and I'm like, that octopus is hurting you. So my friend and I start yelling. We're like, help, someone help us. Like, there's no employees around. And
sorry, that's disturbing as well, that you can touch all these animals and there's no employees around. That there should be somebody standing there, be like, okay, move on, stop poking this octopus like that. You know what I mean? What if a kid starts flicking it or something?
Finally, a guy comes walking very nonchalantly towards us, and he's like, oh, isn't she playful today? I'm like, this hot octopus is halfway out the tank, like trying to eat my son, but yeah, playful, sure. And he tries getting it off of him, and he can't get it off of him. So he takes out his radio and starts calling for ice packs. And I think, oh, good idea. My kid is going to need an ice pack after this. That wasn't what it was for. 2 people come running in with ice packs and like try to put it on the octopus, and I guess maybe to like shock it out of what, I don't know. They could not get it off my son. 3 grown adults, including me.
Yeah, because they're strong.
I mean, not really. I'm just very supportively patting his back. Are trying to get this octopus to release my child. And the octopus is like suctioning and releasing like the other employees, but it's not letting go of my kid. And more tentacles start to like envelop his arm. I think we all did a very good job staying very calm, including my son. But I could feel like I like put my other arm like around his chest, like, and I just kept saying, "Are you okay? Are you okay? Like, if you want me to, I can punch this motherfucker in his face." I'm just kidding. I wouldn't. But I was like, are you okay? Because he was being very calm, and I could feel in his little chest, like his heart beating really fast. But he's like, yes, I'm okay. And still he claims he's okay. But, and from the beginning of this video, you saw how far back the tentacle marks go, and it has not gotten better tonight. Like, it still looks this bad. So at first we all just kept saying, oh my gosh, like, it missed you so much. It just wanted not to let you go. But then I started like researching behavior, even though I've done some research. Literally what his entire science fair project was for kindergarten. He goes to a science school. So I know a little bit, at least. We've read a few books, and I've watched hours of documentaries. So that being said, I know this behavior is not normal. And since this octopus is getting up there in years, I read that it can start becoming like super erratic or clingy. So after this whole incident, we came back like 2 hours later because my son wanted to check on his octopus. And this part alarmed me as well. Let me show you a video. So again, there's a huge crowd of people. So when he finally got up to the glass, this is what he looked like. And he like made eye contact with my son and immediately shot out like this and started to change colors and come close to him, which my research has also told me is a little bit alarming. So I'm going to need all cephalopod experts to weigh in, because yeah, he turned white as soon as he saw him. We've never seen him change colors like this, and honestly my son was thrilled, but it raised some red flags. Honestly, I'm concerned for the animal, because this is all displaying like emotional dysregulation, especially since the octopus is getting older. And the fact that she changed colors when she saw him, like with her eyeballs again, didn't even touch him or anything, shows that she recognized him and the previous stimuli. It seems like she has like a heightened emotional response to him. So I don't know if this is an age-related neurological decline, or a familiar stimulus overreaction, or loss of inhibition and control, but I am concerned for the animal and for like other visitors, because I'm worried that a less calm child or less calm like parent would have reacted badly, like punching the octopus in the head. But honestly, I didn't want to touch the octopus, and I wanted to keep it safe. So let me know in the comments what you think if you've made it this far, because honestly, I would love to know the experts' thoughts, especially if you know a lot about octopuses. My son is begging me to come to the internet to make this video to see what you guys think, and he wants to make a follow-up as well, talking about his experience, because this was honestly like the coolest experience to him. He is so excited, but I don't know. Should I be more concerned? Should I be worried? Because the staff definitely played this off as, oh, she's so playful, she loves you. But I kind of think it was a little concerning. What do you think?
Okay, there's a few things that I'm concerned about in this video. One, the ability to touch this octopus so much. The glass looked really high, which it would have to be for an octopus, but to just lean in and touch it, and the fact that there were no staff around. There should be someone standing there to make sure that no one does anything cruel to this octopus, first of all, right? The octopus, to me, now I'm no expert in amphipods, whatever she said, but to me it looked like that octopus almost went camouflage to the ground when it saw her son and was like, oh no, not again, don't look at me, and hid. It's probably stressed out. That's a cool scar. Can you imagine having a scar or like these marks and be like, yeah, an octopus did it? So it's a difficult situation to put yourself in the shoes of, right? What would I do if my child was attacked by an octopus? I don't know. And it's just something like an octopus, I just don't think should be like a fun grab it kind of animal, you know, like they do with like pigs or sheep in petting zoos. Imagine being stuck in, you know, a glass tank with kids trying to get their grabby little hands on you all day. I would end up feral or eating a kid, like straight up. Like you would just be angry that you're being poked and prodded and everyone's like, oh, everyone's trying to get their kids to have this experience of touching an octopus. I'm not surprised that octopus lashed out. It's an animal at the end of the day. It has animal tendencies. We do that. If people were poking us and prodding us, we would lash out. We would either break down and cry, scream at them, hit them. We'll have some kind of reaction. And I get wanting your kids to experience everything, right? Talking to their mother here, I get that. And octopuses aren't like, and this is probably at the fault of the zoo, aren't like just some laid back animal. They can be kind of dangerous. And I get it, you want your kids to experience them and stuff like that. And well done for being so calm, because I don't think I would have done if it was my dogs. Not comparing my dogs to your child, and definitely wouldn't have my dogs anywhere near an octopus. Are you kidding me? And I do find it really strange, again with the whole star thing, that there is no staff near that tank. An octopus can just climb up and get out. You've seen that octopus in like a tub and it can unscrew itself. If it can unscrew itself from, you know, tubs, predict the future, and things like that, how are you just going to leave it in this open tank for everyone to poke around? So after that video blew up, there's been so many different opinions on what we think is up with the octopus, with opinions from, oh, it's just getting old and senile, it's been abused, there's no way kids aren't accidentally hurting it, to actual cultists coming into her comments to tell her that her son is a starseed. I did not see that coming. And an animal prodigy. That's fucking crazy. A starseed, by the way, is a word a big cult used to reference someone they think is a higher consciousness or better than everyone else. And said cult has a lot of racist ties, so we don't like anything they say.
So here's today's Octopus update. It's been a busy day of Octopus activism. I want to acknowledge the fact that that video has gotten 1 million views and so many people have reached out to us. I also want to thank those of you who have stayed kind throughout all of this, and acknowledge the fact that parenting a child like this comes with a set of challenges, including finding a place that has their special interest is a challenge. And I acknowledge that we stayed naive. I also want to say that I would never claim to be an animal expert, and I'm super thankful for those people who stitched my video that are. So here's what we've gotten done today as a newly adopted octopus activist. So I want to start with my research into the people who own this aquarium. So unfortunately, my hope that this aquarium would get better with it being bought out by the Houston Aquarium was wrong, because it's all owned within the same family. So Amon Cavino was convicted in 2015 for conspiring to harvest and traffic protected marine species. So because he was convicted of this, his wife now owns all of these aquariums. They are part of like the Sequest Aquarium, spanning San Antonio, Austin, and Houston. And the Sequest franchise is like nationwide. So his wife, Christy Cavino, owns the San Antonio one. And there has been so many things that have happened that have been reported and documented, like a porcupine getting out of one cage and killing another one. And that was August 2023. They also got a citation for hazardous cages due to frayed rope, peeling paint, and splintered wood. In 2022, the rabbits were housed in an area that got up to 89 degrees and didn't have proper ventilation, so they were cited for that. And so many others, going back to armadillos and the lemurs, completely breaking all the USDA rules. The Houston Aquarium, that they also own, just in the 2-year span, 2022 to 2024, had over 15 USDA violations, including unsupervised guests and animal interactions. In 2022 in Austin, PETA did an undercover investigation report that uncovered emotional and physical neglect that included reptiles being killed and abandoned and lemurs being in solitary confinement and many animal bites. So where do we go from here? How do we help the animals in this aquarium, and specifically this octopus, which is my son's passion? And how this all started. Well, first of all, I made a USDA complaint. Just don't understand how there's this many USDA complaints and citations and nothing has been done to shut this place down, including lawsuits. So if the USDA, PETA, lawsuits, the media has already been involved in these things, how can me on TikTok help? This is my season pass card. I called, didn't get a response. I filled out an email. I've already emailed the San Antonio email as well. And I emailed the one on this website about the whole incident and got no response. So I've been contacting people that might help me. The first person I emailed was Dr. Tim Miller Morgan. I haven't received a response yet, but I'm crossing my fingers that he can help. From what I can gather, he works closely with the Oregon Coast Aquarium, which I've been told that I should contact because they work closely with the Oregon State University veterinarian team. They've developed the welfare assessment matrix for giant Pacific octopuses, and the lead veterinarian is who I contacted, basically asking for his help and any suggestions that we could get for help this octopus at nearing the end of its life. I also emailed the Seattle Aquarium's website, but if anybody has a direct contact to them, that would be helpful because I just did their general contact email because I also know that they have done great work with giant Pacific octopuses. I've also contacted the San Antonio media. Maybe the media can help shed light onto this and put pressure onto this family and the way they run their aquarium. But with the backlash they've already received and changed nothing, I'm unsure that that is going to work. When I was looking into ways that I could help.
Also, as well, like, if you're a member of staff at an aquarium like this, surely you, like, love animals. Surely one of you be like, a manager would be like, okay, we need to put something into place here where someone stands with this octopus. Like, it's very simple.
I also found that filing a lawsuit, so I reached out to one of my attorney friends, but I just, can anyone tell me how I can actually help this octopus, like, tomorrow? Can I help this octopus, or should I just tell my son that we need to just leave it alone and forget about it? I don't know. Follow along as I wait for updates on our quest to save my son's best friend. Wait, maybe if like all the million people that saw the video of the original video, like what if we all emailed them? I don't know. Just a thought. TikTok really does work magic sometimes. So I have this like deep-seated hope that we can give this octopus its last final days to be great. Yeah. But I have a feeling that before any action is done, it's going to pass. And then a new octopus is going to take its place and be in the same fate. And apparently they own places all over the United States. So should I drop this hyper-focus?
No, I think while you're on it and while people are listening, you be the person that brings it up, because no one would have known. Now people all around the world knows. Let's just run over that again, right? So this aquarium that is letting animals be touched whenever and has let a child be harmed is owned by a well-known animal abuser and trafficker. Talking about that guy, Amon Covino tried to illegally traffic lemon sharks and stingrays in 2013. He got a year in prison and a 2-year ban on owning animals. 2 years, is that it? Ignored the 2-year ban, was at fault for 222 animals dying in 2015, and then was able to just have his wife buy an aquarium. Where is the law at this point? The government are basically just giving him animals to abuse, right? The reason this guy is probably getting away with all of this, by the way, is because the USDA, the agency Brittany has reported them to, along with many others, enforces the Animal Welfare Act for mammals mainly, meaning that although this guy is committing crimes, there isn't anyone to actually oversee and investigate it, which is obviously disgusting. And to top that off, all these citations and fines he would have gotten can be appealed, and they take years to process. And because of the US's private property rights, unless you have 100% proof of violations, process citations, no one can shut down the business. Although a lot of us might think PETA are controversial, they're pretty much one of the only organizations at the moment that are pushing for these people to be punished. And if it's something you would like to research, I'll put a link to their site in the description. This is obviously optional. I'm not a fan of pizza because they kill shit because of the kill shelters and stuff like that. Moving on from that arsehole of a man and his enabling wife, only slightly talk about the aquarium itself. After Britney's saga, there was absolute outrage going on with thousands of people writing in, making complaints, and even protesting outside the place. You can absolutely bet that their replies and statements were horrendous.
This is Cthulhu, and she is a giant Pacific octopus named after the sea monster. Now, the giant Pacific octopus is the largest species of octopus, which makes them also the strongest. Just look at her. Now, octopus, especially the giant Pacific octopus, has been known with their suction cups to actually move objects up to 700 pounds, which is absolutely amazing. So they're very, very strong animals, and they're inverts. So there's no skeletal structure. The only hard portion of their body is going to be that mouth. So they do have a beak, and that beak is actually venomous. And the venomous that they have in that beak, especially with specifically the giant Pacific octopus, will actually stun their prey, and then they'll eat their prey alive, which is absolutely phenomenal. They're expert hunters, ambush predators, and they're highly intelligent. Right now, Cthulhu is playing with me. Very, very curious animal.
Wait. Sorry, it's just clicked in my head. Does Cthulhu here have that venom still? Because we're just open to people touching this venomous animal? Something has to be.
If you look around, this whole tank is open, okay? And a lot of times you will go to an aquarium and it will be completely enclosed. And it's enclosed because these guys are expert problem solvers and they're known to escape. And we have never had an octopus escape. We make them very, very happy. They have a lot of toys, enrichment, problem solving activities. We also give them a very mixed diet, nutritious diet, and they realize that this is great. This is a great place. And she has a large 1,000-gallon tank, which is over the size of what is recommended for an octopus, because these creatures like to squeeze in small cracks and crevices and hide. But they love the activity. She knows it's me. They can recognize. Really cool. Like if you notice in the start of this video, she was white. She was sleepy. So they will change colors not only to blend in because they have chromatophores, but also for mood changes. Now, I have a few couple pieces of shrimp here, and she's trying to get them out of my hand. And if she really wanted to, she could totally bite me. But she's not trying to do that. She's actually trying to open up my hand and grab the pieces of shrimp. Look at her. Cthulhu, what are you doing? So I'm getting a bunch of octopus kisses right now. Just an amazing animal. I think they're so incredible. They're one of my top 5 favorite animals in the world. And unfortunately, they don't live a long time. They'll only live around 2 to 5 years of age. And she's been with us for a few years now. And since she was a tiny, tiny little octopus, she has had the biggest personality and just loves people. I know you love me, but you just can't. You can't come with me. I'm sorry. That's some tough love.
Who knows why they thought taking a video of the octopus, which is named Cthulhu, by the way, very obviously being pissy, would make this better. So octopuses can move up to 700 pounds of weight. If it wanted to get someone in the water, it very much could have. It could have dragged that child in. I don't know what they thought would happen by releasing this video. It doesn't change the fact that they let everyone and anyone touch them without being watched. And it's like, oh, I'm getting a bunch of octopus kisses right now. Being the suction. There was a lot of stuff showing the marks, that it's normal to leave the marks. Being like, oh, you know, it's Cthulhu's very playful. She's so playful. All this kind of stuff. This is why the color's different. They kind of touched on every point that was brought up by the mum who was of a child who was almost eaten by an octopus. I just find that venomous thing really, really like, okay. So if it wanted to, it could grab a child and take it down. So after this video, we also got this statement.
The Aquarium released a statement, and KSAT posted it with this picture. Y'all thought I was a menace before because I have never been so mad in my entire life. Let's start with their statement, because that's why I'm going to get an influx of comments like this. Pause to read. In this instance, the guest leaned her child over the exhibit barrier, allowing him to reach the habitat without staff supervision. The octopus displayed typical curious behavior by touching and holding the child's arm. At no point the octopus was aggressive or attempting to harm the child. Our staff responded to promptly assist, ensuring the child was safely removed from the interaction. And this is the part that fucking pisses me off. The child remained calm throughout, and medical assistance was offered but declined by the mother. An incident report was completed and signed by the mother at the time of the event. No, it fucking wasn't, and I have witnesses. Hey, San Antonio Aquarium, if this is the case, release it. Release my incident report. Where is it? Where did I sign it? And release the security footage as well, because I have people that were there at the time of this incident that are willing to come forward. So in case you're new here, let's go over this start to finish with receipts, unlike what the San Antonio Aquarium has. As soon as we walked up to the tank, this is what was happening. I have video proof. This is where the octopus was, and this is where my son was. My son didn't go swimming in the tank to get the octopus. This is the only picture evidence I have from that day, because my friend, who is willing to come out as a witness, who was there, also helping me try to figure out what to do to not harm my son and not harm the octopus. Again, I'm not wearing the same outfit. My hair's curly instead of up in a clip, and my son's not wearing the same outfit. Honestly, KSAT, that was negligent journalism to put that out. I understand wanting clicks and views, but what the fuck? And as you can see from this picture, I'm not holding my kid. He's standing. But if you want to talk about how I was breaking the rules and holding my kid up over the glass, let me show you. I have video evidence that y'all allow that too.
2 fingers, there she is. You see her?
But just because they allow it doesn't mean you should do it. And they probably don't allow it, right? Listen, I have worked in a theme park, very famous one. And their main thing was safety begins with me, right? You are the staff member. You are meant to stop these people from being stupid. No kids on the shoulders. No kids leaning over things. No walking over fences. All this kind of stuff, right? But this is common knowledge that parents should also acknowledge. Why do you think that holding your kid over a rail is safe in general? Just because you're an adult, you don't need an adult or possibly someone younger than you, a teenager working at the aquarium, to tell you that's not safe. Right? No offense to her, just saying.
That employee was right there encouraging us to do just that. And
doesn't mean you should. You're a parent. You should know not to. I would be like, no, thank you. I'm sorry. I don't feel safe doing that. Would you do it any other time? Hold your kid over something? No, you wouldn't do it.
What we have continued to do every single time that we have ever been there. And every time after that, when we would go ask him.
Doesn't make it right. Listen, I'm on her side and everything else, but this isn't a case of like, they allow us to do it. You're an adult. You're an adult. You can make your own choices when it comes to safety of yourself and your child.
Employee, if we could touch the octopus, they would say, yeah, go ahead. And they're
sorry, again, not to interrupt. And I'm not saying she put her child in danger. It's a possible danger. It's like a just in case danger. You know what I mean? Like you have a fire extinguisher just in case. I'm not saying she's put her child in danger, but that is something that people are bringing up. Like, it's not safe to do so. As an adult, I'm not even saying a child now, you should know that minor things may not be safe. I don't think it's unsafe. Like, what's going to happen? He's going to fall into some water and he's going to get wet and someone can jump in and save it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But if there's a possibility, you would just play it safe. Hey.
Has been a total of 2 times that I've ever seen that tank staffed by any employee. And like I said, we were there all the time. At some point, we stopped asking for employees to come over there with us because every time we did, they said, yeah, just go ahead. And they would never come with us. The signage that there is now a feeding encounter there is super new. Like within the past few months, there used to be absolutely no signage except for a sign that says you can touch it. If anyone has that, please let me know because I just don't have pictures of that. I know this is getting long, but stick with me, please, because I need y'all's help. Y'all can see this video that I posted at the top of my page that went viral and started this whole thing to begin with. I didn't tag the aquarium. I was just asking about this octopus behavior because my son was curious about what was going on. I was never trying to start this with the aquarium.
Okay, so she was basically responding to a comment here. It says she was only supposed to have the kid touch the animal with supervision from staff. She broke the rules and endangered her son. Why does she want to blame the aquarium when it's all her fault? I don't think it's all her fault. No, you still need... I'm not calling her stupid, but I'm saying stupid people exist. That's why a lot of places have staff who supervise these situations. She seems very sane. I don't think she's stupid at all. Let's read the statement. It says, in order to reach the octopus, the aquarium said it requires the person to lean fully over the wall and reach about 24 inches down from the top of the tank. There's literally a picture of the octopus climbing out the fucking tank. It could be crawling on the floor and you can touch it. The San Antonio Aquarium statement in part reads, feeding interactions are strictly allowed with staff supervision as indicated by postage signage on the exhibit, which states guests must follow all rules and instructions. In this instance, the guest leaned her child over the exhibit barrier, allowing him to reach into the habitat without staff supervision. That did happen. The octopus, that's me saying that, that did happen, and we see that. Whether or not the staff allowed it, again, you're an adult, make your own choices. Allowing him to reach into the habitat without staff supervision. But again, you should have staff there supervising, right? How is someone going to do something with staff supervision when there's no staff there to supervise? The octopus displayed typical curious behavior by touching and holding the child's arm. At no point was the octopus aggressive or attempting to harm the child. Our staff responded promptly to assist, ensuring the child was safely removed from the interaction. The child remained calm throughout, and medical assistance was offered. We've seen that bit. Okay. No one's surprised that the same aquarium that literally trafficked animals would lie about statements or health and safety protocols, right? Or not be completely brushed up on them. The newest update we have from Brittany is her talking about PETA and how they have been holding more protests outside the aquarium and actually has been overwhelmed by negative press and comments. It's so strange. Why are you hating on this person who wants an octopus to live their life peacefully and safely? Who does not want an octopus to suffer? Why is that hate? The fact is, there is an animal in the thing, in this tank. The aquarium is like, touch it, please touch it. There's no staff around. Again, whether it's right or wrong, hundreds of people are probably doing this a week, touching this animal. Why is she in the wrong for wanting this animal to be happy? Strange. This is ongoing. Personally, I think keep that octopus, put something over the top when there's no supervision there. People can buy tickets. That money can go towards looking after the animals. Do you want to touch an octopus? Fuck yeah, people want to touch an octopus. Okay, great. It's $10, $5, and that includes a group of 6. A group of 7. One group in the morning, one group in the afternoon, late afternoon. Octopus gets to rest the other time and still be seen by people, but it's protected and no one else can touch it unless you have a ticket to do so. You're controlling the amount of people. How do you even tell if an octopus likes being touched? Does it not get enough interaction with, or you have somebody on a mic feeding? It's fun to see the octopus climb up the person who works there, you know what I mean? But it's controlled. The octopus is getting food. You know, it was trying to get the food from that. We don't need to touch everything. We don't need to touch everything. Do I want to hug an octopus? Absolutely. But not at the risk of it being upset. You know what I mean? So strange. It's so strange. And listen, you can head to her page. We'll link it down below for the 40-part series and updates. Let me know your thoughts on this, because it's a strange situation. It's not really something we've seen a lot or often or ever. Let me know what you think down below. Consider subscribing, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.